ready for a start. Watch for that man Cleland, watch for these two Nissans. And they're away, the Nissans are away cleanly, so is Cleland, so is Menu. Everyone away clearly into the first corner. Biela on the left, Leslie on the right. Cleland trying to come through and his contact, that's Cleland and Menu. John Cleland off in a pretty big way into the tyre wall. And more problems, that's James Thompson.
Well, that's it. I could push. That's it. We've had a shunt at the first corner involving Menu. I'm sat in the middle of the track. Okay, yeah, I can see you, mate.
Well, they're not sure back at the front yet, but they're the damage reports from Alain, Menu and James Thompson, both reporting to their teams. They've been in a big shunt, they've got problems. Well, James Thompson really stranded there. The scrum collapsed right on top of him, and he's going nowhere.
Derek Warwick looking with concern down to that first corner old hole, but here's the view that Anthony Ree had. You've got Rydell on the right, Plato in the middle, Menu on the outside, but there's the squeeze. Plato, Menu, they've nowhere to go, and then suddenly John Cleland finds himself involved in an accident. He didn't even think he was near anybody. Menu just tagged him as the result of that contact.
Here's a view from Plato's car after the initial impact. Watch for Alain Menu coming back across, bang, the track there, and hitting James Thompson, who just got caught up in it.
Got a reasonable start, you know, there was no one going anywhere quicker, and got down the inside. The inside of the corner was mine. I turned in, Menu seemed to drive into the back left rear quarter, and looking, I just walked around the car as I got out of it, and all the splines for the wheel have been machined away, so it's a bit like he touched the back left quarter of my car and then it's sort of spun around and hit the barrier.
Well, John, it wasn't entirely Menu's fault, but let's look, we're on board with Menu. This is the charge down into Old Hole Corner on the left-hand side of the track, turning in, but then all of a sudden Cleland's car comes across the front, but what has happened is that Menu has been hit in the rear, he's turned right into John Cleland, and then all of a sudden an enormous bang on the right front of Menu's car. That was from James Thompson.
Now, of course, the safety car's out while they clean up this debris.
Listen, have a quick check what's wrong with the car, then I don't lose any time. 10-4.
This is the second Honda. Peter Cox is also involved in this, I guess.
So, I have a contact on the right, in the right left.
Well, you can see he's got problems from inside the car. You can see the bonnet pushed up.
Feels okay. It feels only a little bit tight at the right front.
Well, it might feel okay, but it doesn't look very pretty. That's a very big hit.
Look at the wing at the right front, though it is not too damaged. It's cutting the tire or something.
You'll be lucky if that's just cosmetic.
Don't make me lose a lap, huh? Pete, there's quite a bit of damage. Just hang on.
Now, he's desperate to get this fixed while the safety car is lapping around. There's his teammate, James Thompson. His car's still stuck there, so that means the safety car's out. If he can get out now, he can catch the back of the crocodile and not lose a lap. But what a mess.
But let's see what happened. This is on board with Peter Cox. He has to go left. That's Jean-Christophe Bouillon. He's stalled in the grid. So Cox, Thompson pulls up alongside and gets ahead. Thompson now coming up alongside Matt Neal as they go into Old Hole Corner. Suddenly action all ahead. And then Thompson puts the brakes on, Peter Cox doesn't, and the result is the safety car is out for the second time this afternoon.
Well, it'll be a fun old insurance claim filled out by the Honda team, won't it? Our Honda was hit by our Honda. But at the front, it's Rydell, followed by Aiello and David Leslie in third. Well, you can see James Thompson's right in the thicket, but he's missing a headlight already, and Matt Neal is having a look down the inside. Matt Neal's tagged him. Matt Neal sideways. A tank slapper from Matt Neal, and he's spun inwards, and he's taken James Thompson with him. That's two. That's a Honda. That's James Thompson on Peter Cox, is it? No, it's Cox, the second of the Hondas, just sliding off into the distance. Matt Neal off with him. Oh, they're going to need a cut lunch to find their way back.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a very, very frightening moment. Matt Neal tried to go up the inside of James Thompson. Car started to break away. The car then spat back the other way, which in turn shot it across the track. Peter Cox suddenly found a Nissan coming at him at 90 degrees. He had to evacuate onto the grass. And now, look at this, the two Fords have got past Thompson as a consequence of that issue with Matt Neal and Peter Cox.
Well, I thought James Thompson had actually been tagged, but he's lifted and got away with it, and his teammate caught, and the safety car's out.
Well, I'm not surprised. So Matt Neal's view of this situation, James Thompson, he dives up the inside. This is coming into Goodwood, but it was never really on. The gap was not there. Thompson closed it legitimately. Matt had to get off the power. The worst thing you can do in a front-wheel drive race car. Spins off backwards, somewhere there through the barriers. Peter Cox is what we've lost where Peter Cox went to.
Absolutely flying up into the distance. Now, there's Matt nearly just hits that curb on the inside as well, which unsettles his car. It's a miracle he didn't get taken out by anybody along the way. Peter Cox, as you see there, spearing off into the distance. Looks as though he was belted through the covers right out to the boundary. He'll need a local guide to find his way back. He's so far off into that grass.
Look, there's the other view again. Over that curb, a big hop. That set the car off. That's why the back end of the car broke away. He gets back on the power, tries to drive the car out of the slide, but the pendulum effect takes over, and they're through the barriers. Peter Cox already off to the left, and James Thompson in the pits.
Now this looks pretty leisurely. This is not a quick stop, do the tyres while we're here and catch up to the back of the safety car chain. He's got problems.
Yeah, this looks pretty terminal.